Good morning. My name is Dr. Richard Raid, and I work with the University of Florida at the Everglades Research and Education Center. We're here in Belglade, Florida, and today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the research and extension projects that I've been involved with. This project involves a very special bird known as the barn owl. They are the most widely distributed raptor in the world, occupying all the continents except for Antarctica. With our project, we like to put up nesting boxes for the barn owls. Out here in what we call the Everglades agricultural area, we have very few trees. We have a lot of agricultural fields that have a lot of mice and rats in them, and those mice and rats like to feed on some of our crops. Here's a piece of sugar cane that's been chewed upon. You can see the indentations here where the rodents have chewed that cane away. And when that happens, the cane will fall over and a lot of it will not be harvested. And so you can have some tremendous losses in terms of production just due to those mice and rats that are out there in the field. And so we're looking at the barn owls to help us with this problem. Barn owls, they love to eat and hunt mice and rats. And so we're looking at them as a form of rodent control. And so our project is about building these boxes such as this right here. This is one of our barn owl boxes, and we built this. It's specially designed for barn owls. They have a lot of young. They'll usually lay 4 to 7 eggs here in our area, and that's a lot of eggs and chicks to take care of, and so they need a lot of room to do that. So the barn owls have come to realize that our nesting boxes are very protective, and they're a great place to raise their young. And so what I'm going to be doing as part of this project is to put our barn owl box up on the top of one of these posts, and this is located along some of our fields out here, and that way the barn owls can range out from that post and that nesting box and feed on the rodents that are in our fields. So that's why we're putting these boxes around to raise the populations of barn owls out here in the glades so that they can help the farmers. Today we're going to find out exactly what those barn owls that we've talked about are eating. And there's an easy way to do this by dissecting what we call barn owl pellets. Barn owls typically swallow their prey whole, mice and rats, maybe some other small rodents and mammals, and their bodies digest all the muscle and the meat of that prey, and then they regurgitate in the form of a pellet the remains of that prey, mostly bones and fur. And if you pull one of these pellets apart, you can see that this is what the barn owls have actually spit up or regurgitated. You can see the bones right there and surrounded by fur. Right here, this is a big, one of the larger bones of a rodent body. This is called a femur. And what we have is a bone chart that shows all the different bones of a small rodent's body. And we can take these bones that we find in our pellet and actually line them up so that we can identify those bones in the skeleton. But you can see that this pellet is just filled with different bones from the rodent body. So those are some of the things that you'll find in your pellets. And this is, I can tell by the size and the formation of this particular skull, that this is the skull of a small rabbit, what we call a marsh rabbit out here in the glades. And here's a rat skull. You can see that this rabbit skull is much larger than that rat skull there. This area, because the abundance of mice and rats, is a very good place for barn owls to live and thrive. And so a lot of them just keep coming back. We have because of our nesting box program, we have some of the highest barn owl populations anywhere in North America. Well, thank you for joining us today to learn a little bit more about our University of Florida Barn Owl Project and how we're helping the glades, the environment out here in the glades, and also the growers with these special birds. And if you want to learn a little bit more about our program, you can contact us here at the Everglades Research and Education Center. Thank you for joining us.